Yes, I'm still doing on Wednesdays We Were Pink thing. Deal with it. Good morning and happy hump day, everybody. Let's begin with my low, my high, my act of kindness. Let's see. I guess it was like yesterday, like we got snow yesterday, I believe. Probably last night. It looks like we did. Not looking forward to that. My high was, yesterday went by pretty quickly. I mean, yesterday went by pretty quickly. I mean, I was doing a lot, I guess. Time seemed to, fly by. Which is okay, I guess. And, what's my act of kindness? Oh, let's see. I held the door for someone yesterday. I also picked something off the ground for somebody. Just simple stuff. Okay, you saw the title of this week's video, and if you've been watching Chuggaaconroy's Let's Play Heart Gold and Soul Silver, then you know what I'm going to be talking about today. But since the last one of these videos I did, well, first of all, after it was in last week's video in which Chuggaaconroy took care of all of the Team Rocket related problems in Johto. Going to the Goldenrod City radio tower and taking care of, the new leader of Team Rocket. Which I want to reiterate. Team Rocket's plan is a solid plan. I mean, using radio waves to control Pokemon, that's actually a really cool idea. It's just the motivation behind it was kind of lacking a bit. And that's, putting it mildly. But you know what? It's done now. All that was left to do was to take care of a lot of really important plot points in Johto. I mean, it was weird. That Thursday, there was no new Chuggaaconroy video outside of the runaway guys were going to be at too many games. So I'm I think he's taking... No, I thought he was going to take another break, but Friday afternoon, he goes to the Ice Cave, which is the final place you go to between Mahogany Town and Blackthorn City. So yeah, he was finally going to get his 8th gym badge. And before he gets to take on the Blackthorn City gym, Chuggaaconroy got his 6th team member, a Skarmory. A part of me thought, I do recall saying that Skarmory was one of the only options I could think of off the top of my head that he'd use, and I was right. He used Skarmory. Cool. All right. I don't mind that at all. I mean, without breeding, Skarmory's options are kind of on the limited side. I mean, for those who don't know, Skarmory has always been pretty great. It's Steel Flying type, giving it only 2 weaknesses, Electric and Fire. Its resistances are plentiful, to say the least. Not to mention an immunity to ground because it's part flying. I mean, Skarmory's been competitively viable for pretty much since its debut. So, yeah, with that said, Chuggaaconroy now has an entire team of 6. Nettle the Meganium, Agate the Golem, Teeny the Ambipom, Chosen the Lantern, Hopkins, the Nidoking, the shiny Nidoking, and Skarmory, who is yet to be given a proper nickname. But yeah, that's a team of 6. I guess it is kind of it is definitely one of his tankier teams that he's made since in all of his Pokemon Let's Plays. But here's the thing. When Chuggaaconroy first did Fire Red and Leaf Green, while there was some strategy involved as to, what he was doing, he never really talked much about, Eevee training or the ins and outs of how the Pokemon games work. It was definitely prevalent in Fire Red Leaf Green. It was really prevalent in Crystal, because those mechanics didn't really exist back then. Like, as of Heart Gold, Silver, there came the what am I thinking? What word am I thinking of? The mechanics. The mechanics that were introduced in Generation 4, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and Heart Gold, Silver are still being used today. So, and Chuggaaconroy is using that to his advantage. Of course, I can't talk about. I can't have this video without talking about Chuggaaconroy literally proving something that I thought about, but I've never actually said out loud, which was. And by the way, if this sounds bad, I swear it's not meant to be. But the female gym leaders in Johto, they're kind of bitches. Like, they are. I mean, when you beat Whitney, she cries and not gives you... Oh, actually, I shouldn't say that. Jasmine. Jasmine's good. Everybody loves Jasmine. Jasmine is like the gold standard of how a gym leader should behave and act in terms of, personality and demeanor. But Whitney, Whitney, when you beat her, she cries and, she does give you the gym badge, but, do they really have to have that scene where she, cries and she's like, you're mean, I'm not giving you the badge. And obviously, you get the badge anyway. But Claire, okay, I'm just saying this for the sake of every Pokemon fan out there. They did Claire dirty. Because I never played the original Gold and Silver. My introduction of Claire was in the anime. And what do you know? In the anime, Claire's great. She was awesome, dude. She was nice. She was, friendly. But obviously, as a gym leader, she's also very wise and very, well-spoken. Yeah, she was the gym leader, but you could totally, be friends with this person. In the game, I even go toe-to-toe with the Elite Four. And then you'd be like, no, I will not accept that you beat me. Go to the Dragon's Den, to prove that you are, they'll see that you're not worthy. You're what happened? I think the animators for the show were like, you know what, we're going to do Claire a lot better than that. And they did. Seriously, watch clips from the anime of Claire and see how she acts in the game. You are looking at two completely different people. I am not kidding. But yeah, Chuggaaconroy got his 8th badge. And I love how he mentioned how Claire's Kingdra really shows that first true difficulty spike. Because at this point in the game, the difficulty will get harder and harder. And that first Kingdra is definitely, a sign of that. Which makes sense. I mean, back in Gold and Silver, Kingdra only had one weakness, which is other dragons. And in the remake, it's still the same. And unless you actually got a Dratini from like the game corner in Goldenrod City, or I don't know, maybe you traded some sort of other dragon from another game, there is a very strong possibility you have no access to any dragon type moves. Like, none whatsoever. So, I'm really glad that Chuggaaconroy talked about that. And, oh, right. I can't really talk about this video without talking about the Kimono Girls. Now, I remember seeing the Kimono Girls in the anime, and I thought, okay, just a nice side story, whatever. It's cool, and they are popular, so they came back for another episode. That was great. They're actually quite... Oh, here's the thing. They were in the original Gold and Silver, but then, like, once you first got to Ekritique City, you can battle them, and, that was it. For reference, there's 5 Kimono Girls. Each of them had one of the, at the time, 5 Eevee evolutions. And because this is a faithful remake, there's also only 5 Kimono Girls, each with their own Eevee evolutions. However, in this remake, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, they are a much more prominent feature. What I mean by that is, throughout your journey through Johto, you run into each individual Kimono Girl. Like, you run into one in Elex Forest who gets lost, and you point them in the direction where they have to go. Remember that ice cave I just mentioned earlier? One of them is actually stuck in the ice, and you have to, shove her out of the ice. So basically you go around talking to them and helping them out in any way. So naturally, they see your kindness. Having all 8 gym badges, and obviously being worthy per, the people in the Dragon's Den, the Kimono Girls think you are worthy of facing off against that legendary Pokemon. I'll get to that in a second. But good lord, did they really up the difficulty in how powerful these... Like, you get to Ekritique City in Gold and Silver, and the Kimono Girls, well, fairly challenging. You can get by them pretty easily. In the remake, they are no joke. Like, for reference, in the original, you could battle one. If for whatever reason it was hard, go to the Pokemon Center and heal. But no. In this remake, you battle all 5 back to back to back to back to back. So, that's already hard. On top of that, this is after you beat Claire. Now, Claire's Kingdra level-wise is more powerful than the 5 Eevee evolutions that you fight against with the Kimono Girls. But as a cohesive unit, those 5 Eevee evolutions, they're as tough as you would think they are. And I like that detail, I do. Moreover, I like the detail they bring after you beat them. Because beating the Kimono Girls, getting all 8 badges, well, I don't think being deemed worthy in the Dragon's Den, allows this to happen, but I would think it's a nice added touch. You're able to go after the legendary Pokemon. See, one of Johto's strongest features is its lore, and how there were 2, really tall towers in Johto. One of them burned down, and the Pokemon flew away. In Soul Silver, that Pokemon was Lugia. Yes, the big Pokemon from the second movie that got to be so popular that, actually, here's the thing. Originally, for Gold and Silver, they were just going to have a Ho-Oh be like, basically kind of like what Mewtwo was in the original Red, Blue, Yellow, and then Fire, Red, Leaf, Green. But due to Lugia's immense popularity, and the fact that Lugia passes for Silver and Blue, why not make that the box art Pokemon for Silver? And make Ho-Oh be for Gold? I mean, their colors do match. And it's here that box art legendaries got their beginning. Although, like many a Pokemon fan, I myself was completely thrown off when I first saw Lugia's type, and they call it the ruler, the guardian of the seas. How is it not part water type? Maybe they'll do something like that if they give it a Mega Evolution or something, or some sort of primal reversions. Ooh. Or maybe they'll do what they did for Koraidon in Scarlet and Violet. Maybe they'll give it like Koraidon has Hadron Engine, where it basically has a fire type stab. Maybe they'll give something like that for Lugia in the future. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. I think it just, actually I may have two shorts to make. I don't know. Okay. So, at this point, after you beat the Kimono Girls, that's when you battle either Ho-Oh or Lugia, depending on what version you're playing. If you're battling Ho-Oh, you're still pretty much in Aquatique City, and you go to the top of the bell tower, and that's where you fight Ho-Oh. If it's Soul Silver, or obviously the original Silver, you go to the Whirl Islands, which is that area that was in between Cianwood City and Olivine City, and that's when you battle Lugia. And, I mean, think of it this way. In the original Gold and Silver, all you pretty much did was enter, a room, and there it was. Of course, if you were battling against Ho-Oh, you pretty much to the rooftop, so to the top of a building, and then there it was, I guess. But here, the Kimono Girls do, a very special ceremonial dance, makes the bells chime that evokes, the legendary Pokemon to appear. And, I mean, give the people a Game Freak credit. They didn't need to go that hard for that, but they did. And it was awesome. So, and not to mention, Chuggaaconroy met, is this worth mentioning? I think, yeah, it is. I guess I could probably talk about Lugia itself. Yeah. It lives up, outside being the fact that it's not part water type, Lugia pretty much lives up to everything it was hyped up to be from the movie. It was, once upon a time, it was the tank. Hardly anything is going to hit it. I mean, even if you hit it for super effective damage, it's not going to do much. It has reliable recovery moves. Its signature move, Aeroblast, tears things up. And because it's part flying type, it's a stab move for it, which is great. Personally, if this was the old me, I would say give it Aeroblast, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, and Sidekick. And there you go. Or Surf. I mean, you can learn Surf. Again, they really need to do for Lugia what they did for Koraidon, give it a Hadron Engine type ability. I have some things to say. But I'll save it for my shorts, because I have 3 to make. But yeah. At this point, Chuggaaconroy has officially completed everything in Johto. The only thing he has left to do is get ready for the Pokemon League. It'll be rough, but he'll do it. He'll find a way. I mean, listen, I'm pretty sure... Chuggaaconroy played the original Japanese version of Gold all those years ago. His mom actually got him Pokemon Silver after he beat Gold in English, I mean. He played Gold in Japanese and in English. And after he beat the English thing of Gold, his mom surprised him with Silver. So, yeah. Chuggaaconroy with the power of the internet, of course, would know that game inside and out. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if, with the team he has, he's got a strategy to beat the Elite Four. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens next. I hope you like this video. If you like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on social media. As always, I'm here. I'll make this video for you guys watch Johto. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to us, be here to lend me always back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.